Good evening, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr. I am the creator of PowerfulInterviews.com. I want to welcome each and every one of you to this video. In this video, you're going to experience life-changing information that you won't find anywhere else. I'm doing another special interview with a great friend of mine. His name is Dr. John Meilahn, and Dr. John Meilahn specializes in gastric bypass surgery and the lap band surgery. So in this interview, you're going to hear in detail about what you need to do before he performs gastric bypass surgery and what you need to do before he performs lap band surgery and a whole lot more. So right about now, go get your pen and your pad, sit back and relax, and write down some notes. This is an interview that you have to listen to over and over again, and you're going to experience another powerful interview with my great friend, Dr. John Meilahn. This interview is going to change your life. So check it out.
Good morning, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr., and today I have a special treat just for you. Today I'm going to be interviewing a great friend of mine. He's a smart, intelligent medical doctor. His name is Dr. John Meilahn. And Dr. John Meilahn practices pediatric surgery and pediatric medicine in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Dr. Meilahn graduated with an MD 26 years ago, and that is an awesome resume. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome John Meilahn to the call.
Well, good morning. I'm glad to be here today.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Dr. John Meilahn, for taking time out your busy schedule to educate my listeners about the power of bariatric bypass surgery. I gladly appreciate it.
Yeah, we do a fair amount of bariatric surgery here at Temple University Hospital and have been doing that for over 10 years now. I suppose when I look at how many cases we've done, it's almost 1,300 cases that we've operated on. And that includes a number of procedures like the gastric bypass, and we do a lot of those. We also do the adjustable gastric band, both the lap band made by Allergan and the Realize band made by Ethicon. And we've started to do sleeve gastrectomy as well, which is a relatively new procedure. And there was also an operation called the duodenal switch, or the biliopancreatic diversion, which we might do from time to time as well.
Okay, so what I would like to know, and can you educate my listeners in regards to who you are, how did you all get started, and what are we actually going to learn from you today in regards to bypass surgery?
Well, I'm a general surgeon, and my medical training was at Johns Hopkins Hospital in Baltimore, and I came to Temple after I left my training period at Johns Hopkins. I've been here at Temple since 1991, and I'm a general surgeon. I've done lots of surgery in the past, anything in the belly and other aspects of the body. Done a fair amount of cancer surgery in the past as well, and especially advanced laparoscopic surgery, where one makes small incisions and operates that way instead of a large open incision in the abdomen. In 1999 or 2000, I began to learn about bariatric surgery, which is weight loss surgery, and wanted to learn how to do that laparoscopically. Now, there were other general surgeons around the country who were interested in doing that as well, and so many of us started to learn on our own, going to courses, talking with other surgeons who had done that already, although by that time there weren't that many of them. And then we started doing bariatric surgery here at Temple laparoscopically in 2001. Our first case laparoscopically was in February 2001, and that case took almost 8 hours to do. And that was those were difficult times because we were learning how to do the operation well. Now, some programs did all right, and some didn't, and the ones that did all right lasted. And I'm pleased that at Temple now we've been one of those successful procedures. We started doing the adjustable gastric band in 2003 when that first became available here in Philadelphia. And then last year we started doing sleeve gastrectomies as well.
Now, for those that don't know about the gastric band, can you explain to my listeners in layman's terms what exactly is a gastric band?
Sure. An adjustable gastric band means that you can adjust this band up or down, tighter or looser. And the band itself is placed around the very top of the stomach, right below the esophagus or the swallowing tube. The purpose of it is to restrict the amount of food that you can eat at one time. You do that by putting a needle through the belly wall into a small port, which is buried on top of the muscle underneath the fat. And one can inject some salt water or saline into that and then tighten the balloon, which is on the inside of the band. And when you tighten that, you really make it so that you need to eat less food in order to feel satisfied. And typically, we want to get that tight enough so that you can eat about a cup of food at a time, taking about 20 to 30 minutes to eat, and you'll feel satisfied with that. You don't need to eat a lot of food in order to feel full. And for that reason, you lose weight. Now, after a band is put in, you could expect to lose anywhere from 40 to 60% of your excess body weight, and that might take about 2 to 3 years to do. What does that mean? If you're 100 pounds overweight, then you might expect to lose about 40 to 60 pounds of that 100 pounds, and again, that might take a couple of years to get to that goal.
Now, people that need the band surgery, is that due to that they're obese?
Yes, that's correct. Morbidly obese, typically with what we call a BMI or body mass index of over 40. In general, the insurance companies will want to see that a person has a BMI of at least 40, and that usually winds up to about 100 pounds over your ideal body weight. Now, you can be a little bit lighter than that and still qualify if you have other problems like sleep apnea, where you don't breathe well at night, high blood pressure, diabetes, or arthritis of weight-bearing joints like the hips or knees or ankles. And typically the insurance company will approve that kind of surgery for a lighter person if they have one of those medical issues. But if you're 100 pounds over your ideal body weight, or if your body mass index is over 40, then you don't need to have those other conditions in order for the insurance company to approve surgery.
In your opinion, is diabetes a major killer?
Diabetes is terrible. You know, and when people get it, when they become obese, it doesn't go away. And typically, when a person's obese and they're middle-aged or young, as they get older, the diabetes doesn't go away and it gets worse. And it affects so many other body organ systems. It affects the kidneys, it affects the heart, and people don't live as long with diabetes. I can tell you my father was morbidly obese in his later years, and he had diabetes, and he eventually died as a result of that. What we see after we do weight loss surgery is that the diabetes is, one, easier to control, or two, often goes away. And people don't have the problems after surgery with that they did before.
And how many surgeries have you performed?
Well, let's see. I said almost 1,300, and I'm going to give you an exact number here. We do, as I said, both gastric bypasses and bands and sleeves. And as of yesterday, we did our 1,220th procedure. So I guess I'm a little shy of 1,300. But still, it's a lot of surgery.
And earlier in your career, when you started to perform these phenomenal surgeries, were you nervous at the time?
You know, people want their procedures to go well. And we feel a great responsibility to help them do that. And it doesn't matter whether it's bariatric surgery or any other kind of surgery. When you're operating on a person, it's a privilege to do that, and it's a great responsibility. And we try as best we can to make things turn out the right way. They usually do. They usually go very well, and if there are any problems, we try very hard and very quickly to correct that so the person won't be hurt in the long term.